If you want to change anything in your life and you want to use energy to do it, I'm going to share with you in this video the one thing you need to look at most of all, because when you change this, everything will shift very, very quickly. This is the thing that keeps you stuck, but it's also the doorway to huge and fast transformation. I'm Kirsty Elizabeth. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I help women release the subconscious blocks that have been holding them back. I help them upgrade their identity, shift their frequency so they can recode their reality. Since this video is about energy, I do actually have a free energy cheat sheet that I'm going to share with you. It's in the first link in the comments, and in it I share a morning routine that I go through every single day to clear, cleanse and protect my energy, to make sure that I show up in my most authentic self and authentic expression. So if you are like most people and like me before I started really learning how to play with and steer and direct and manipulate energy, you have probably been trying to make all your changes through your mind, right? And it's your conscious mind battling your subconscious mind. And we are mostly aware, probably most of the people listening to this are aware that your mind is 95% subconscious. So with that tiny piece of your conscious mind, you are using your willpower, you are using your effort, you are trying to think your way into a new life, but you're going against a 95% of your mind, which is subconscious. So it can be really difficult and challenging. Whereas when we take an energetic approach, when we decide to shift our energy, we can change everything so much faster. In fact, we bypass the mind. It can be so fast. We have to bring our mind with us, but we can actually bypass the mind. So I want to share with you this one thing that you need to focus on that's just going to blow the affirmations out of the water and make everything transform so quickly. And it's so simple, you will probably have already overlooked it and not given it so much attention, or not the attention it deserves anyway. And this simply is to rewire your reactions. Now, I've spoken about this before, and I'm sure you'll hear me speak about it lots and lots of times. What do I mean by this? I mean, when you are in a situation or you have a condition in your life that you don't want, and something happens to remind you you're where you don't want. So it could be a conversation with someone. It could be that you're having difficulties with your finances and a bill comes in, or you go to look at your bank and there's hardly any money there or no money left, or you go to pay for something and your card declined. What is that reaction that happens? There is an energy exchange. There's an emotional reaction. There's an emotional charge. These are the things that we want to be looking at. Now, they are so easy to bypass because we immediately go to the mind and think, oh, I haven't got the money, when's it going to come? And then that sends us on this whole thought spiral. But let's go before the thought. Let's go to the pang. Let's go to that hit in the solar plexus. It could be in a relationship. If you're having an argument with someone, or someone, your other half's done something that you don't like, or something that you've asked them not to do, or you feel like they're showing you disrespect in some way, or just not seeing and validating you. What comes first? What is that reaction and what is that feeling? Because these are what we want to rewire. Now, we do need to use our minds to rewire them, because we need to change how we're going to interpret the event and what meaning we're going to actually give to this story, because your meaning in your story is obviously keeping it alive. But this energy, when we shift that energy and we dilute it and we neutralize it, and then we even turn it into a positive reaction, it's so much easier to change our mindset, change our thoughts, and change our beliefs and story, because we're changing how we feel on the inside. I have just released a video saying your inner state creates your outer reality, which explains how important it is to manage our state, and how we feel every day really does dictate how our life goes and what we're going to create in our life, and why we need to focus on how we are feeling. So go and watch that after if you haven't already seen that. So how has this shown up in my life? When my previous business was failing and I was working with a business partner and everything was going terribly, terribly wrong, everything was sort of dropping out. We were almost about to shut the doors for our business because it had gone, like all the sales had gone, it had gone so bad. In order for us to radically transform that, have a quantum leap and actually turn it around to hit £1 million sales in 13 months in total, we had to change our reactions. So what we looked at was, how are we reacting to this every day? Because how you're reacting to your reality or your circumstances is reinforcing what's already there. So every day we're looking at the sales and we're going, oh my God, there's less. Oh my God, it's going down. And then we would look for the trend that showed us and proved how right we were that it was going down so much. So all we were doing was feeding more energy into the problem. We were expanding that emotional charge, that negativity within our body, which was anchoring the belief that this was a problem, everything was going wrong, and that it was an absolute disaster, and the only predictable future we had was for it to continue in that decline, continue in that trend, right? How many times have you done this, where you end up negatively believing into the what if stories and the things that your brain is trying to convince you, and then suddenly it feels like there's no way out, like the only way is the way it's going, when we're all made up of energy. Energy is everything. We can change anything in any instant based on how we currently perceive. So based on our current state, our current energy, our current thinking, we can just bring everything to a grinding halt, and then we can start changing our future from this instant. Every single moment you have the opportunity to do that. You don't have to wait till the next day, the next year, the next week, or till circumstances have changed. We get to do it now. So that's the decision we made. We decided to stop reacting in that old way, and instead we made a point of communicating every single morning to celebrate the sales that had come in. Now, it's not easy to do this. It's not easy to rewire these reactions, because you still have this belief and this fear and this lack that you're buying into. Instead, we had to commit to a vision and make a decision that we were committing to £1 million sales in a year, even though we'd never done it, even though we didn't know how to do it, even though it looked impossible. We committed our energy and our state to that decision. So every morning we're looking and we're saying, thank you that we have these. Thank you that we have this. And if the sales were so low it didn't feel good, we'd back it up with, thank you that we don't have to go into work today. Thank you that we get to work from home. Thank you that I go and take the kids to school every day. Thank you that I'm never stuck in traffic. You know, this is so good that we are so lucky. Thank you that we've had such good a run in our business all these years. Thank you that it's been amazing so far. So what we were doing was, instead of the pattern, which for months we'd been looking every single day and going, oh, shit, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, you know, we stopped doing that. And instead we rewired it into gratitude and celebration. I'm not saying this is easy, but if you can catch it at that point, you are basically, think about quantum physics and the observer effect, the fact that subatomic particles, all the energy around you is literally collapsing into form through your observation, right? So simply by adjusting that, even if you have that tweak of, oh shit, and then you're like, no, gosh, what can I celebrate here? What is the good thing that's happening here? How can I anchor in a different emotion? Because there's not just one thing going on here. There's lots of different things. And if I can change my perspective and my perception around this, and actually look at this from a different angle, through a different lens, what other emotion is available to me right now that is also true of this situation that I'm in? Because there's lots to be thankful for. I don't have to focus on the bad thing, the one thing that's going down. I can focus on all the good things, right? We were selling on Amazon at the time. Amazon does all of our orders, like delivers all of the products to our customers, does the front line customer service. How many things did we have to be thankful for? So we could look at any part of our business on that morning, on that day, on that check-in, to choose differently. And you can do the same. If it's in a relationship, choose the things that you love about your partner. If it's with your children and just getting triggered and it's the same pattern over and over again, choose a different aspect of them to focus on. What you focus on, you're going to bring out in people, always. Abraham Hicks talks about writing a list of positive aspects, right? So train yourself, because all that's happened is your negative emotion and energy has trained you into looking for the worst. Train yourself to train your brain, train your energy, train your emotions to start appreciating the good parts, appreciating all the parts that are going right, because it's likely that there's a load more things that are going right than wrong in any area of your life. Same thing happened with my health. I've talked about having sort of chronic fatigue and health issues last year. And so I had to do the same thing. I'd wake up feeling like, oh, my first reaction was, oh God, I feel awful. You know, before you even open your eyes, I feel ill. And you're just assessing how bad you feel before you've literally opened your eyes or even taken your first step out of bed. I had to rewire that and think, I'm not going to look for all the ways I feel bad. Instead, I'm going to say thank you. I get to wake up today. Thank you that I'm comfortable in my bed. Thank you that today's going to be a good day. Thank you that everything can change in an instant. Thank you that I am actually doing the things that I need to be doing to make myself feel better. Thank you that I am actually starting to believe that every day there's going to be an improvement. Right? It's all about catching that energy when you react, because remember, every reaction reinforces the situation, negative or positive. And if we can start positively reinforcing where we are, looking for the positive and grounding and compounding that energy in celebration, gratitude, in positivity, then what's going to happen? We are changing our whole energy field. We are changing our expectation and assumption. We're changing our beliefs. We're changing our story. We're rewiring our belief patterns and our thought patterns at the same time, but we're catching it at the point where that energetic exchange, that energetic projection or broadcast could literally be reinforcing our old reality, the reality that we don't want to exist anymore. So let me know if this is making sense. Let me know what is coming through for you as I'm sharing this. I had another story of a mentor that said he had a client. He really wanted to manifest abundance in his life. He was struggling, and he was going to the supermarket one day, and he was looking at the price of eggs, and he wanted the organic ones, but they were so much more expensive. And when he looked and thought about buying the organic ones, he got a cringe. He felt a cringe in his stomach, that pang. Like, this is your body telling you the energy you are in and whether it's in alignment or not. And if it's a negative energy, if it feels uncomfortable, it's because it's not in alignment with what you want and what you are trying to achieve. So it just immediately shows you where you need to shift, and we shift at the energy. So he started buying the organic eggs and shifted that energy. He shifted that state. He shifted that emotional charge. And then within a really short time, he'd made $100,000 in his business because he shifted the unconscious energetic pattern that was going on. It's an energetic imprint, and it's going on over and over and over and over, reinforcing your old reality over and over and over and over. So you are not stuck. You just need to rewire your energetic reactions. So let me know in the comments, what are you going to do as a result of this video? Taking action is implementation and integration. Don't just watch this and listen to us. Start practicing now. What are you going to practice this with? Is it a relationship? Is it your health? Is it money? Is it success? Business? What is it? Tell me. I'd love to know. And don't forget to download that energy cheat sheet. It's completely free. And of course, if you want more one-to-one help, working through these emotional reactions, working through your belief, thought processes and story rewiring, you can always start off with a 90-minute one-to-one breakthrough session with me, where we will actually identify these hidden patterns, these hidden blocks that are getting in the way of what you want with your life right now. And we will start the rewiring process within the session. So you will clear energy, you will clear your mindset, you will raise your vibration, you will shift your identity, and you will leave the 90 minutes on a new timeline. So if that sounds good, I literally release just a handful every single week, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if that sounds like something you want, go grab one while it's still there, if it's still there. And you can always email me if there's no availability to ask me when the next round are getting released. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.